Hi there, I wanted to do a quick video with regard to the government's announcement today on COVID restrictions. And in the first instance, straight off, regrettably, we are in Tier 3, the highest level. It's sometimes described as very high with regard to the new restrictions that will come into place from next Wednesday. So that's the 2nd of December. Now, as we stand, I've literally just come out of a briefing with different ministers as to what is occurring. So we will be putting more information out, and I'll do a different video, I think next Tuesday probably, before this comes into effect, to go into this in a bit more detail and reflect on a lot of the questions and answers we've had with the previous restrictions and try and make sure we give you the answers to those going forward on this. But I just wanted to give that quick message straight away, not just to suggest that, but there's some key messages for our businesses. Starting with the good news, retail can reopen, which in the run-up to Christmas should be welcome for very many people, particularly those businesses. So we are working up a scheme to work with them so they can have posters in their windows to demonstrate that they are COVID secure. We want to do that because the guidance is going to be, much as it is now, try not to travel wherever possible. So shop local, shop safe is the message that we're putting out. We'll work with them and demonstrate that. More of that next week. Still, no mixing of households, either indoors or in your own gardens. Bad news, I'm afraid, for our hospitality industry, that food and drink is going to be takeaway only, and I know that will be difficult for some businesses, so as we have been doing, we'll reach out to them and try and support them as well. Different to the Tier 3 restrictions we recently had, areas of care, health, beauty, hairdressing, tanning salons and others, there does now seem to be a lifting of those restrictions so that they can reopen, which I know a good many people will welcome. Gyms can remain open, exercise classes and others, however, a little more complicated. It looks like they need to be outdoors. With regard to that travel, the advice still is work from home if you can, but only travel if it's for work or school, education, obviously emergency health and other issues. And really overnight stays are not encouraged to the extent they're probably prohibited, again, unless there's exceptions for those health or work reasons. So that's a really quick summary of where they are with regard to Tier 3. As I say, if you pop onto the Newark and Sherwood District Council website, there's probably a link along the bottom here somewhere. We will begin putting this information out now so that people know in advance of it taking place. In the first instance, obviously, we want to reach out to our businesses, but we'll put all the information out there for our public and residents as well. As I say, I'll do something a little more detailed next week on this. You knew pretty much at the same time as me. I've got a lot to digest and understand, but we'll do everything we can to communicate this as simply and easily to everybody. I think the key message I do want to take away, and again on Tuesday I'll explain some of the reasons behind why we've been put into Tier 3, but I think the key message at the moment, there are 5 different indicators. They're not all in the right place for us in Newark and Sherwood, but the direction of travel is going in the right direction. Rates are reducing, issues are beginning to improve. So if we can keep up the hard work we're doing, keep going at this, we can have this shared hope of moving into Tier 2 and beyond, albeit in the new year or thereafter. We'll also give more information on the Christmas bubbles and the sort of loosening of the guidance there from the government and explain that to people. So watch this space. Bad news, good news for some. Let's support our local economies and continue to look after one another and keep pushing to try and get us out of this tier and have a brighter future going forward for ourselves.